Whoa, we are on the air. You are listening to Ivancast podcast. My name is Ivan. I am your host, and this is really exciting. My guest today is Elise Okusami, also known as Oceanator. Did I say your name correctly, Elise?
Yeah, Okusami with a
Okusami. Okay.
but yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. You know, I'm not a native speaker. I am in Ecuador, as you may know,
Yeah.
in the Amazon region.
Wow.
Yeah. This is ridiculous, right? You know, I remember back in the 90s, I always dream, like, I am a musician myself, all right? So I always dream about one day, you know, just to have the opportunity to talk to artists and musicians from around the world independently, you know.
Yeah.
And now, thanks to technology, it's possible, you know, even from a remote area where I am right now. So it's really cool to be with you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. It was it's pretty cool also just to know that
Yeah.
someone's so far away from where I
Just
am.
to
Also,
talk.
like, we can talk, and also that you like
I
heard
don't,
my
do you
music
speak
is quite
other?
wild.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you speak other languages too?
I used to speak Spanish, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very out of practice,
Yeah.
and
'Cause-
yeah, and I've
yeah.
been learning German just for
German. Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I speak German actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
yeah. I lived there for 12 years.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
pretty good
What?
at German, yeah. And
Where?
one of the things that is kind of really complicated when you learn foreign languages is names, you know, to pronounce names correctly.
Mhm.
It's like a challenge always. So I
Yeah.
always like to ask my guests first if I am pronouncing their names correctly.
Yeah, that's nice of you.
Yeah. So Oceanator is you, right? It's kind of a solo project. You know, you
Mhm.
play all the instruments.
Yeah, on the more recent recordings, like on the new record, I played less than I have in the past just because of
Okay.
the way we recorded it. We played a bunch of those songs like live together in the studio.
Hmm.
So I obviously can't do everything
Yeah,
all
sure.
at once, but yeah, I do play all the instruments, but not always on the recording these days.
Yeah. And when did you start making music? Did you always want to be an artist, a musician?
Yeah, I started playing the guitar and like writing songs when I was 9 or 10,
Uh-huh.
and it's been since then kind of just what
Yeah.
I always wanted to do. It's like my favorite thing to do is to
Did you
write and to
start
perform.
did you start playing guitar, or what was your first
Yeah,
instrument?
guitar. I mean, I played piano a little bit before the guitar. I took piano lessons when I was like 5 or 6, but that was kind of short lived. And then guitar is what
Yeah.
really got me into it, and then I came back to the piano later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I actually discovered you and your music on Bandcamp.
Oh, I love Bandcamp.
And you know, maybe I'm getting old, but there are moments when I just want to, you know, go back to the 90s and play a ton of punk and grunge bands on my portable anti-shock CD player
Yeah.
in my teenage bedroom or something like that. And your sound in a way reminds me of that time a lot. You know, I used to listen a lot. I mean, I was a big fan of Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple
Mhm.
Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, Green Day too.
Yeah.
And it's a reminiscent of that time kind of a way, no?
Yeah, I
W-
think a lot of those songs are a lot of those bands are what I was listening to when I first started
Yeah,
um, writing. So they're just kind of in, my musical DNA or whatever,
yeah,
even
absolutely.
unconsciously.
Yeah. So you also you grew up in the 90s too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and all that
awesome.
stuff was like on the radio, and
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
my anti-shock CD player
I
sitting in
also
the
had those
yeah.
anti-shock days. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's unbelievable. It's a time before the internet, also, no, kind of. So it was a different world.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah,
You found music in
yeah,
different ways, and
yeah.
and
Yeah.
talked
Now
talked to
there are
people
so many
differently.
bands and things. So yeah, so let's talk about your album, things I never said, and maybe specifically about the end of the world. I read in another interview that one of your favorite books is actually a book called Everything Matters, right?
Hmm.
And I think there's even a line on one of your songs where you sing this, right?
Yeah, I just say I say everything matters.
Yeah,
I think is
yeah,
what
yeah,
the is.
yeah. So
Um,
I also think that your album has been mainly associated with the word apocalypse in a way. So
yeah.
and all these feelings of anxiety and depression. Do you think that is sort of the spirit of our generation right now? The zeitgeist of 2021 is that the reason why you chose this topic for the album? Is it autobiographical in a way, or it just happened?
Well, it kind of just happened. Because
Yeah,
that's when I was writing those songs. That's kind of what was going on in my head. So I didn't
yeah,
really choose the topic so much as it just kind of happened.
yeah,
Like all those songs started being written. But I also think it's that's I wrote most of the songs. We recorded the record in 2018, so
yeah.
they're
It
all
was
written
way
a little bit
before
before this.
pandemic and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Hmm.
think all that those feelings, are were kind of in the air as
Yeah.
well. So it's like a bit autobiographical, I guess, but also like
Hmm.
I'm being influenced by, what's going on around me and other folks' feelings too. And um yeah, so it's
Hmm.
just kind of a combo of all that
Yeah.
stuff, I think, kind of distilled.
Yeah. 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 You're from New York, right?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I've been here for about
Born and raised
11,
in Brooklyn.
11 years. No, I was
Yeah.
born in Maryland. I was born in
No.
Washington, D.C., technically, but I grew up
Okay.
in Maryland.
Uh-huh. And
Um,
I also read that your parents were or are psychologists, I think, right?
yeah, one's a psychologist, one's a psychiatrist.
Wow.
Mhm.
Do you think that had some sort of impact or influence in your writing style, in your music, in your life?
Um, I don't know. I mean, not that I can put my finger on. Really, I think
Yeah.
it's not like every day at home was a psychology session or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did study some psychology in high school and college, just
Yeah.
out of interest and stuff.
Did you go to college? Yeah.
I did
Did
go
you
to
study?
college, yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't. It's probably an influence in there too, just because of like who they were and influencing me growing up. But I don't have anything specific I can point to with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think in general, I think people we have sort of a hard time always talking about feelings and stuff. But
Yeah.
now being kind of honest in your songs, I don't know, is that a difficult process, or would you say is rather a cathartic process?
Um, I think the writing of it is definitely a cathartic process. I
Yeah.
I kind of use the songwriting. That's how I'm processing a lot of feelings and
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. So I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
really personally that aware of them until
Yeah.
they've been written. But then I think the difficult part is then sharing it. It's
Yeah.
always scary to share
Absolutely. I
something like
mean, I
that.
just can't imagine. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it kind of
Okay.
it takes a little while. I'm always kind of second guessing lyrics, and then it takes me a bit to just finally be like, okay, you just release them. Like you're gonna think about this forever and be anxious about it forever. And
Yeah.
I'm trying not to like stop myself from doing stuff because of
Yeah.
that anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. I think music is just the best way to do that, right? Music is sort of a medicine, right?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's the best thing I've found for me. So
music is medicine, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
me too, and a lot of my guests here on the show, because I've been doing this for a while now, and
Mhm.
we always kind of came to this conclusion. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, let's maybe talk now about your recording process.
Sure.
Your album was recorded at Wonder Park, right, in Brooklyn, and
Hmm.
also with your brother, right?
Yep.
So what's that? What was that experience like to record with your brother and uh, Eva Lovitz? I think is
Eva
the other.
Lawitz, yeah, and Chris
Mhm.
Krasnow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did like 5 of the songs at Wonder Park, and those were the ones that we did live, where um, me and Eva was playing bass also, and then Andrew Whitehurst played drums on 4 of them, and Aaron Silverstein played drums on one. And we just recorded everything, like the rhythm guitar and the bass and the drums all at once, and kind of um, did them as like a little live performance and just did a couple takes of each until we got one that we felt like we had played well, but also had like really good energy to it. Um,
Hmm.
and then we just did one day there and got those five done. And then the rest of the songs we did with my brother, who I've been recording with since I was a kid. Like he started playing the bass. Well, he started playing the drums and the piano when he was like 3 or 4 or something. But
Hmm.
he started playing the bass when he was 7, and we played in a band
Cool.
together. And
Yeah.
that
You
first
play
band,
together, no? In
hmm
different bands, I guess. Cool.
yeah, yeah. And that first, we had this one band with our other friend that was from like 4th grade to 12th grade, and we recorded 2 albums. So he got into recording and stuff pretty early. Um,
Yeah.
so that was, yeah, it's something I'm pretty used to, is just recording with him and
Yeah, it must
in
be
the
pretty cool
basement.
to record with your brother. You know each other for so long, so
Yeah, it's really good, and he really gets what I'm going for, always with like as few kind of
yeah,
words as possible, which is nice. It makes it really easy. So the rest
nice.
of the rest of it process, just kind of tracking all the other instruments, the stuff I played drums on, the stuff he played drums on, and bass and guitar, and adding all the lead stuff and all the synths, and then we did all the vocals too. And yeah, it was super fun. And um, I like to do it that way also because it's like it's less stressful. I don't have a studio booked where I have to make sure
Yeah,
we like get in and get everything done.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And you also have your own label, huh?
I just started
Did
that last year. Yeah,
yeah? Did you release this album on your own label?
we
Not
did.
sure about that.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
plan. And I was planning to start the label either way, and then it just kind of happened where the label this was originally going to come out on was doesn't really exist anymore. And so yeah, I ended up kind of self releasing basically on my own label. And then after that, Big Scary Monsters picked it up in the UK and Europe, and Polyvinyl picked it up everywhere else and repressed it, which was pretty amazing. A huge dream come true for both of those labels. I really admire both of those labels a lot. So yeah, it wouldn't possibly have gone any better, and it definitely wasn't expected. Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So I have sort of two segments here on the podcast. The first one is let's talk about the artwork of your record of the album.
Okay.
So is there a story behind that? Can you maybe
Yeah.
tell us a little?
As I was putting the songs together, I had I like just this idea of me sitting in a chair in the corner of
Uh-huh.
the record, and kind of uh, I hit up my friend Mary Streepy to actually draw it, and I sent some pictures of me sitting and a bunch of pictures of like the kind of chair I was seeing, and then she put it together into like exactly exactly what I was seeing, but like better, because
Uh-huh.
I'm not a visual artist.
Yeah.
Um, and sent that drawing back. And then my friend Carl, Carl Kuhn, who does all who's done the layout for a couple things now, put it all together. And he's the one who kind of came up with the insert on the inside that has like the color bars and all this stuff.
Mm.
And he laid it all out and picked in the fonts and made everything like really come together, come to life. Like I had this idea for it, and the two of them just made it way better and cohesive. And um, yeah, I mean, I'm not even really sure. Well, the reason I think I had kind of the sitting there thing is kind of with the title, things I never said. It's just kind of like, okay, here's me saying all this, putting out this record of all these thoughts and feelings that like I didn't not say them because I didn't want to, but I didn't say them because like yeah, like I said, like the songwriting is the processing of
Yeah.
stuff for me,
Yeah.
and these are some things I needed to get out. Um,
Yeah.
so
I also love your video for I Would Find You.
hmm
Yeah. Nice winter days.
yeah, it was really cold that day,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Ryan and Adam did a excellent. It was really cool filming that video. It
Yeah.
felt like being on a movie set, but it was just the three
Awesome.
of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I was
Really
really pleased with how
cinematic
that came out.
experience almost,
Yeah,
which is really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And the other segment is I also like to, it's sort of break down and analyze maybe one of your songs a little bit more. Talk
Hmm.
about the form and melody and harmony. Did you study music actually?
I did. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I ended up studying music in college. So
yeah.
later, I'd already been playing
Uh-huh.
and writing for a long time, and then I studied it.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So maybe I don't know. I think I really like January 21st.
okay.
Can we break it down and
Yeah.
talk about, I don't know, the form, melody, harmony, chords, and voicing? I don't know, all the the nerdy stuff
Yeah.
that you like.
Um,
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
so it's funny that you picked that one because
Yeah,
that's one of the so for me, like all the voicing and the harmony and
yeah,
knowing the theory of it always comes after, um
yeah.
just because of the way I started playing and writing. Oops, was like well before was before I started learning about all that stuff. So
Uh,
especially when I'm writing on the guitar, I'm not really thinking about voicings or whatever. I'm just kind of playing,
yeah.
and then more when I'm playing on the piano is when I'm thinking about voicings and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
so the guitar, that song January 21st was written around that main guitar riff that's in the verse, which is,
Hmm.
oh gosh, hold on.
I mean, if you have a guitar, you can also play if you want. If you have a guitar with you.
Yeah, it's not plugged in and it's not an acoustic, but
Oh, it's not acoustic.
this way I can at least figure out what what I'm doing. But the
Yeah.
main riff is it's let's see, it's G sharp and E, and then
Uh-huh.
G sharp and E, or I guess you would call it D sharp probably, and then a fourth, so G sharp and C sharp, and it's
Uh-huh.
just holds the G sharp down. And it's just that I was just doing that over and
Yeah.
over, and I just kind of liked the way that that kind of droned, uh, and I wanted to have the song kind of start on that, and it's kind of spooky and scary, and just this
Mhm.
droning thing, and then it resolves up to the A, and I feel like that for the chorus, and that kind of like for me feels like we're back into regular music. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like
Yeah, yeah.
it you make sense what's coming next. It's like um just kind of walking down the scale and walking back up the scale.
Yeah.
Um and that song's got a pretty simple song structure. It's kind of just verse
Yeah.
chorus with a little tag on the end.
I think too much, right?
Yep.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's really
I
cool.
yeah, I didn't want to do anything too fancy with that song. I just kind of wanted it to be
Yeah,
sort of straightforward. It's to kind of contrast
yeah.
how
So you normally start with the guitar, and then the drums and all the stuff you also play. All your ideas, or
on January 21st specifically, I actually did, yeah, I played everything on
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
I played the drums and the bass and all the stuff.
and
And then
bass too. No, yeah.
yeah, and then for other songs, it's kind of what I'll usually do if I know that someone else is going to be playing. So for A Crack in the World, for example, I knew that Eva was going to be playing the bass and that Andrew was going to be playing the drums because I knew I
Mhm,
wanted to do that live. So I did
mhm,
a little demo, and where there are parts that I specifically wanted something to go a specific way, I put that in the demo. So like the bass line, how it follows the vocals in the second and third verse, I knew I wanted it to do that. So I like let Eva know like to do that there, and kind of give instructions like this is the feeling of it, and maybe like play root notes here and you can be a little fancier here or whatever. But especially when Eva's playing, I usually don't like write out a full bass line for
mhm,
it because I know that they're just going to do a great job playing. And and then for the drums for that one, because I was in my apartment and didn't have access to a drum kit, I just played some MIDI drums on my piano and just
mhm.
put them in like for Andrew, like this is the beat that I want here, and then
Yeah,
like you can do a fill here, and I want this beat here, and if you have any other ideas, like let's hear them. But like this is the general thing that I want. But if I have other people playing, I try to leave some room for them to put their own little flavor on it, because otherwise, I would just do it myself, and I want
yeah,
them to be able to have fun and not just feel like a little machine that's just playing what I want, exactly what I want them to play.
Hmm. Hmm. Awesome. And what are you doing right now? Are there any? Do you have any big plans coming up this year? Are you working on a new album, maybe?
I am working on a new album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We
Cool.
just went in. We went in to do the first session. We actually are recording with Barty Strange and my brother again,
Hmm.
and then Andrew came back to play some drums. And we did the first like 4 days. Got a bunch of the stuff done. All the drums are tracked, and all the all the main guitars are tracked. I got to go back in and put in a couple more of the leads and stuff, and just kind of in that in between period. I'm sitting with it, listening to all what we have so far, making sure like uh, I like it, and then also like
Yeah.
thinking about what other stuff I might want to do on it, and finishing up lyrics, and then we're going back in to finish it in May. Um,
Nice.
so pretty exciting. Yeah, it's not going to come
Yeah.
out probably until what next year. I don't. We're going to see what happens with touring and stuff
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've already
Can
put out
imagine.
one record with no with no touring, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
wait and see, but
Mm.
yeah, it's been
Uh,
weird writing. It's been weird writing and not being able to play the songs for people
yeah.
because
Sure.
usually like I write the songs and then we play them at shows and on tour and
Hmm.
stuff and then we record it, at least some of them, and so it's been weird. It's been
Hmm.
weird
Have
not
you
having that
have you
feedback.
been playing live? Have you been making live streams and stuff?
Yeah, I've been doing a ton of live streams, and we did this live stream tour where we did 7
Cool.
nights in a row, which was cool, and we played one of the new songs on that, but it's also hard because you know, um, we're not having band practice or anything. So when we get together, it's for such a short amount of time that it was too hard to learn to have them learn all the new songs and to be able to play them well. So we only did one new song for that, and then I've been playing another one of them kind of just solo on live streams just by myself. Um, but yeah, I haven't gotten to do the
Nice.
full
Cool.
thing yet.
And what are you listening at the moment? Can you name us maybe a few artists from your
Yeah,
playlist?
yeah. I'm actually been listening to some stuff that actually just got put out today. I got really excited about the new Bachelor song. It's called "Stay in the Car." I really really like that song. Obviously, been listening to Barty's a bunch, and Monica. I'm playing my friend Devin. Uh, has a band called Monica that is really cool, and I'm going to be playing guitar and keys with him at the end of the
Mhm.
month for a live stream. So I've been listening to a ton of that. Um, let's see what else have I been excited about recently. Trying to think of the new stuff. I always go back to like Jeff Rosenstock and Bad Moves. I really like, so can kind of put those
Mhm.
on whenever. Courtney Barnett, um, the new
Nice.
Harmony
Beach
Woods
House. Did you
record.
say
Yeah,
Beach House? Yeah.
Beach
Yeah.
House. I don't actually really listen
Yeah.
to that, but uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're good. I just
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Did you or do you also listen to music on vinyl or just
Hmm.
digital? Yeah.
Yeah, the way it's my record player's in the room that doesn't get as much sun as my other. So I've been listening to a lot of stuff just that I have like on my computer. But then in the evening I'll go listen to a vinyl when the
Yeah.
when the sun's
Nice.
down, and because I like
Nice.
to be in the light room for as long as I can.
Mhm.
Um,
And you read a lot, right? You read a lot
mhm.
of books. So how many books did you read during quarantine?
Oh, not very many.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was before quarantine, last like January, February of 2020, I had read 22 books. And
Mhm.
then quarantine hit and I just couldn't read.
Mhm.
Um I was like, I don't know what happened. It was so weird. I just couldn't focus on it at all. And
Mhm.
it became I was just like too stressed to do it. But I started reading again now, and I read like February I read like 7 or 8 books, and I'm on my fourth for March now. So it's coming back, but yeah, quarantine just became at the beginning when I was like, I guess I'll have all this time to read and this is gonna be great. And I have
Yeah.
these piles and piles of books I want to read, and then I just couldn't I just couldn't do it.
What
Um,
did you do all the time? Making music, or do you have any other
yeah, I mean, I
hobbies?
mostly just I played the guitar and
Yeah,
then just kind of
guitar.
I, I don't even really know. I became very busy. I did get really busy with the record coming out
Yeah,
and running the label. That actually that took up a lot of time, in a good way. So it's not like I wasn't like just sitting here doing nothing. I was very busy. But that yeah, when it came time to relax, I just couldn't do it. And I also live alone, so that kind of made things a little weird, where it was like I'm just
yeah,
time was very strange to just be by myself all the
sure,
time and
sure.
have all this stuff to do on the internet, but it just feels still slightly disconnected from everything because you're not like seeing any people. Um, but yeah, I mostly just played music. I was
Cool.
doing like a weekly covers stream in the beginning, so I would spend the week getting ready for that, and that took up a lot of time, which was cool. So yeah.
All right. So it was my pleasure talking to you, Oceanator. I had a great time talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you
thanks, Ivan.
for
Thank you for
being
having
on
me.
the podcast. People can follow you on socials, right? You are
Hmm.
everywhere: Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, it's at Oceanator on Twitter, and
Yeah,
Instagram is
at Oceanator Band on
yes,
Instagram.
exactly.
And people can buy your music also on the web, right?
Yeah, there's a second pressing of vinyl out. All the places.
All the places. That's very cool.
Yeah,
Everywhere. You are everywhere. And I'm sure you're gonna get new fans here in
cool.
South America.
Yeah, maybe you can come down and play shows sometime.
Thank you. So yeah, cool. Thank you again for your time.
Yes,
It was
thank you,
fun.
thank you again. It's really cool. It's really neat
Is there anything else you want to say before we end the
uh
show?
just hello everyone. And I hope everyone's staying safe and getting through quarantine all right. And
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Oceanator on the show. Thank you so much. Have a great day over there. Bye bye.
Thank you. You too. Well, I
Goodbye.
guess I don't know what time it is, but have a
It's
great.
2 o'clock, two
Oh,
thirty,
great.
half
Yeah.
past 2. Yeah.
Have a great day then. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
not the middle of the night.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.